You really think I'm gonna bow for this shit? Y'all really think I'm gonna sit up here and bow for that bullshit display we had yesterday evening? I was about to say last night, but just because it get dark early doesn't necessarily mean it's nighttime. I mean, it's not necessarily evening. Well, I mean, it kind of is. 5 o'clock is really... Whatever. Y'all get the freaking point, man. Hold on real quick. I'm a little unprepared. My fault, yeah. Gotta get on some people's asses today, man. Pause. Where we at? What's up with everything? Yeah. Matter of fact, actually. Let's do that first. I'm confused because... One second, y'all. I should have came prepared. I'm trying to do something real quick. Let's see if he goes get on the roster. There you go. Okay. Eli Sanders. That's a senior, redshirt senior. I was trying to figure some shit out real quick. And I don't. This running back room is bigger than I expected. I'm trying to figure out who the hell was. Oh, you know what? I could look it up. I could look it up, bro. Let's go to USC, Michigan. This ain't got nothing to do with the game. I just have to... I'm trying to figure some shit out. I already had... Wait a minute. Hold on. Wow. Okay, so then that changes things. That changes what I was about to talk about. Okay, so we got a lot to talk about beyond just this Eagles game, which of course we will get to. So first off, welcome back. Y'all not really welcome. If I could, like, y'all knock on my door, who is it? You want your shit Benedict to scramble, bitch. It's just egg y'all motherfucker. Nah. Real shit. So, we're going to be talking about some games. There's a college game that we're going to have a conversation about. And there is, because I only was able to watch one game on Saturday. And we're going to have a conversation about some other NFL games. And then we're obviously going to talk about this on, this is the Eagles recap, all right? So, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on here. I'm talking like it's fucking YouTube. I got to get out that habit. Follow me on here at I'm Bruce Leroy BIH, all right? Don't make me kick y'all ass, just like the Cowboys did us. No, I'm playing. But, yeah, follow me on there. Follow, TikTok is It's Bruce Leroy. Everything else is at I Am Bruce Leroy, all right? TikTok is It's Bruce Leroy BIH. I don't know if whatever. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about. The first thing we're going to have a conversation about because I hesitated on whether or not I should have streamed the game or whatever. We're going to talk about USC and Oregon. Man, USC looked very, very bad. I really thought that defensively they was going to make more noise than what they did. Defensively, USC was horrible on Saturday. I thought their linebackers, because they had linebackers with good length, good speed. I thought those guys was really going to go out there and make plays and make life hell for Dante Moore and them. They did not. That run game was working. between two running backs. I'm trying to figure out what their names is. I wrote it down, but let's see something. Yeah, Whittington went absolutely crazy, and they had another guy that was getting some bucket. Yeah, Jordan Davison and Noah Whittington, both of them, again, Jordan Davison, his stats don't jump off the page, but he definitely made the most out of his opportunities for sure. But yeah, USC could not stop. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. Like, really, I'm gonna be honest with you. Outside of maybe some self-inflicted wounds here and there, Oregon pretty much was able to do whatever the hell they wanted to do offensively. I think number 11, had a fumble. So maybe there was one or maybe two mishaps here and there, but Oregon was pretty much, they were not challenged at all. The front seven didn't get any pressure. The secondary was fucking terrible. Bunch of PI calls, just undisciplined football. USC's defense was god awful all game. And when you can't stop the run, you get no pressure. Your linebackers was supposed to be one of your strongest in the country. They're not even playing like how they're supposed to be playing. Your secondary keep fucking holding. It's going to be a long day for any team. You're really not going to be able to win too many games. USC, I think the biggest thing with USC, the biggest takeaway was that the running attack was horrible. That's the biggest thing. Like, when I tell you they could not run the ball, they could not run the ball. Now, here is where I come with a critique. Now, I did say I wanted Lincoln Riley as the OC for Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles because the familiarity is already there, and Lincoln Riley knows how to call an offense. He's an offensive guru. But he had a terrible, 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 terrible job coaching USC on Saturday. First and foremost, right, the run wasn't working, which, again, that really has nothing to do with him. It could be the O-line. I think their center ended up having an injury. The funny thing is this. It was like, if I'm not mistaken, both football teams lost their center. USC has been struggling with a lot of O-line injuries. Now, it's crazy because the backup center for USC really wasn't great. But the backup center for Oregon really came in and he did his thing. Like, he was really good. If I'm not mistaken, I think on the last touchdown, the rushing touchdown, the center did a fantastic block. There were some penalties between both of the teams, some O-line penalties here and there. Neither O-lines were perfect. So USC's been going with a lot of O-line combinations because their guys they deal with a lot of injuries, and guys got to step up, and it is what it is with that. But I think the biggest thing is they could not run the football, and I believe that their O-line being injured and banged up, and you having to resort to the back end of your roster, I do believe that it has something to do with the run game not going. But here's another thing too, right? I watched USC one other time, and that was the Michigan game. So, for those you're probably going to be watching this asking like, damn, what was you researching before I started talking just now? Well, I'm going to tell you. I was trying to figure out who was the runner because if you guys remember the Michigan game, both of their starting running backs got injured. The backup for USC was a freshman, and I'm trying to figure out what was the name of the backup running back for USC? That was the freshman that came in for I forgot who the starter was, but there was a starter. I don't know if he's out for the year or whatever the case may be. I'm not entirely sure about that. Or maybe he was still in. Whatever the case may be, USC starter running back was not playing this game. So then you had to kind of go off of King Miller, the freshman. And he was going crazy against that Michigan defense. He was really struggling a lot. But one thing about King Miller, right, and it's like, okay, the run game isn't working. For number one, he's a very fast, shifty player. So you can't treat him like how you would your starting running back, right? Those are two different players. you got to utilize his speed and agility. So you keep running the ball on the inside. It was very reminiscent of what the Eagles do. Keep running the ball on the inside, same halfback dive over and over again, and you're wondering how you're getting success. You got to figure out a way to utilize that speed. You know, okay, they're doing a really good job on the interior, fine. Let's start utilizing the outside. And let's just say, for argument's sake, nothing about the run game was working. Let's just say that, right? And you know what? I'll give you the benefit of the doubt and say nothing about the run game was working. You can involve your running back in a passing game. Lincoln Riley, I want you to explain to me this. And again, I'm a heavy supporter. I would love for him and Jalen Hurts to reunite in the NFL next year. Get Patullo ass the fuck up out of here. But let's keep it real. You're an offensive guru. Why the fuck did it take you 4 quarters? Why did it take you to the 4th quarter to start involving your running back in the screen game? And you notice on the play that, let me see, I got it written down here through my shitty handwriting. Yeah, so about 12:30 in the 4th quarter, it took them to throw a fucking screen pass. And it actually worked. So your offense is struggling. And I have a few theories about it. The first one is, obviously the run wasn't working. But I don't think they I don't think they went about the game plan properly. You know, you can't treat your backup running back, who's more known for his speed and agility, you can't treat him like the more power, stronger back and your starting running back. And again, USC's injuries have something to do with that as well. So, first thing is first. And again, here's the crazy part. I'm going to get to, there's another point I want to make about, like, you know, I feel like the common theme in football this time around is the lack of involvement when it comes to the running back with the screens. The lack of involvement. Your run game is not working. If your guy is good at catching the football, use the fucking running back, because he's a safety valve. So if you can't get nothing open down the field, you can make the defense have to think a little bit. Then you bring guys up, and then that's when the deep shots and the big plays and the explosive pass opportunities open up, because utilizing the safety valve. If your running back can catch out the backfield, from what I've seen, I think King Miller was more than capable of doing so, because he did it in that Michigan game that I watched. He has a bright future for that football team. Now, didn't have a great game, not entirely his fault. The holes were just not there. And you can say old lineman, fair. I could also say you're not utilizing him properly. You're utilizing him like how you would your starting running back that's more or less power-based. Okay? So that's, again, it should take you no motherfucking 4 quarters to start involving your running back in the passing game. That's inexcusable, first and foremost. The second thing is this. Mekhi Lemon, we all know he's an NFL prospect. I get it. I understand. He's explosive. You got to go get that guy the ball. But you have to pay attention to what the defense is giving you, right? I'll give you a perfect example. Everybody wants to say Ryan Williams, right? That was the loudest. That's all I kept hearing. Ryan Williams, the best wide receiver. You know who's the best wide receiver on Alabama? Bernard, number 5. It's not Ryan Williams. Sorry. And he's low-key struggling this year. It's not Ryan Williams. It's Bernard. So you got to look at what's taking place in your offense throughout the course of the game. Your hot hand was Tannick Hines. And by the way, the referees were fucking hideous on both sides. Fucking hideous. First and foremost, these ticky-tack. Now, granted, Lemon did some bullshit on the sidelines. And they had every right to throw that goddamn flag. Because what the fuck are you doing going up to a player after, I think it was like number 7 or whatever, that got an interception? What are you doing going up to that player and demanding a ball back? Get the fuck on somewhere. I'm not going to lie to you. If I was Lincoln Riley, I would have chewed his ass out. Pause. I would have did what motherfucking Jonathan Gannon did to old boy. Probably would have put my hands on him, but I would have let his ass have it. What the fuck are you doing? The play is over with. Why the fuck are you going up to him to demand the ball back? Go the fuck on somewhere. So on that particular penalty, yes, there were some valid passes, but I'm gonna be honest with you, the rest were fucking horrible. Like fucking dog shit. You flag a player for spinning the ball on the ground? Are we fucking serious? Right? I think they flagged Tannick Hines for spinning the ball. Are we fucking serious? And then these ticky-tack ass PI calls on the cornerbacks, especially for USC. Now, granted, sometimes USC, okay, yeah, those guys were definitely holding. They definitely did not do a good job of keeping up with their guy. I get it. But some of them, bro, there's hand fighting on both sides. You got to let people play. You got to let the players play. And it's funny because Delaney Walker and Clay Matthews, they got a podcast. I don't know what the name of it. I just happened to run across it on my feed. They were talking about how it'd be a good idea, and I actually low-key like this idea. This won't happen, though, and I'm going to tell you why it won't happen in a second. That the NFL players, because they played the game, they should be referees. And Delaney Walker was talking about how he'll let the players play and stuff like that. The reason why that shit won't happen is because, one, the NFL don't want to be giving up money like that. Especially after their careers, they don't want to invest in the players like that. They don't give a shit. It's like, you're valuable when you're on the field. When you're off the field, it is what it is. Like, best of luck to you type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one aspect. The other aspect is there's a conflict of interest. And not only is there a conflict of interest, there would be some bias. Right, because depending on who you get, somebody might and of course, football players want to see people play, so they don't like that shit. They like the motherfuckers that what did Kwame Brown say? The go along, get along gang. That's who they like. That's who they fuck with. The go along, get along gang. So most NFL players ain't really with that shit. So that's why, as great as an idea, and I would like to see it. And I think it'd be dope for the players to go be able to be referees. Why not? They know the game. They understand the game. It won't happen. It should. But I think if it would have happened, it would have happened a long time ago. I'll tell you this much. I'm not going to say there won't be a player that won't be a referee. But I'm going to tell you something. He's going to have to fucking kiss the goddamn boots of I'm going to say Roger Staubach, of Roger Goodell. I'm talking about, as a former player, he's not even close to being pro player. You're going to have to be like Troy Vincent out this motherfucker. They're not letting you be a referee if you're not like Troy. It's not happening. Not happening. You have to basically go against everything that you believed in when you was playing, which is, of course, you're going to be pro player. But to be able to have an opportunity to go ref, hell no. Absolutely not. But getting back to my point. When you threw the ball and you spread the wealth, Jacoby Lane got his catches, Mekhi Lemon got his catches, and guess what? They did all that shit for 7 receptions, 34 yards, and he had 2 touchdowns, so great. But here's the thing. You did all that shit for your star receiver to get 34 yards. But here's the thing. Lincoln Riley, pay attention to what the fuck is going on. Your hot hand isn't Mekhi Lemon. Your hot hand is Tannick Hines. Give him the fucking ball. Give him the ball. Keep giving him the ball. By the way, I don't know who the fuck 87 is for the tight end. He is ass. 85 is a much better. They need to figure out a way. I don't know what's going on with USC because they're not making the college football playoff. I don't know what's going on with USC with the tight end situation. I don't know how long any of them are going to be in school, but I'm letting you know this right now. Whether Lincoln Riley is going to stay the coach or somebody else, I'm telling you right now, Walter Lyons need to start over Lake McCree because Lake McCree is ass. I'm so sorry. He is ass. And if I'm not mistaken, he had a fumble as well. But he is ass. Look at this shit. You only got one motherfucker on defense. That is crazy. That's insane. Now watch how I look for this defense. Look at this. This is insane. But yeah, I'm not a fan of this offense. One, you didn't involve your running back in the passing game. Two, Tanner Hines was the hot hand in that first half. Keep giving her the fucking ball. Why does every goddamn time I'm looking at a play, you're forcing the ball to Mekhi Lemon? This reminds me of the fucking Eagles offense with A.J. Brown during the Detroit Lions game. These were like here damn targets. Like, listen, I get it, you got to involve your star receiver, but if he's not open, spread the fucking ball around, especially if you got a receiver that's making plays. Give the fucking Tanner Hines, keep giving him the fucking ball. They can't stop the guy. And I'll be honest with you, the quarterback play was disappointing for Jaden Meyer. It was disappointing, to say the least. It was very disappointing. He made some good plays, but his mistakes were bad. But yeah, Dante Moore, he played good. He definitely did play good against Indiana, but this time around, he redeemed himself. You know what I'm saying? But the run game the run game was really what set everything up. How great the run game was for Oregon set everything up. And also, USC being one-dimensional, not involving their running back in the passing game, and then also just keep fucking forcing Mekhi Lemon the ball, even though Tanner Hines was clearly the fucking hot hand. That's where they got themselves in trouble. This game really was the 15 points, it really was much more of a blowout than that. Okay, we're going to talk about the Chiefs and the Colts. Now, shout out to my boy McGoat. Matt! Shout out to my boy McGoat, man. By the way, this shit went to overtime, and I turned the fucking game off thinking because they were in position. I don't get how they couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So, this was a crazy game. So, Jonathan Taylor got shut down. The Chiefs defense did a really good job. Chris Jones was outstanding, especially in that second half. You know, whether he got the sack or not, he did a really good job of actually forcing pressure. So that was dope. I'm not gonna lie to you, that PI call against Michael Pittman was absolute horseshit. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Steichen played way too goddamn conservative. You know, your run game's not working. JT can catch out the fucking backfield. And again, you remember what I told you in the beginning of the stream. Remember what I told you what the common theme is. Involving your running backs in the passing game. The run isn't working. If your guys can catch out the backfield, that's a safety valve that will actually help open up the explosives. So, that didn't happen. By the way, McGoat lost me some money. Now, I'm not entirely upset because, one, I do want to see the Chiefs make the playoffs first and foremost. I definitely want to see Mahomes be able to extend his legacy. So, it's bittersweet because, one, I lost fucking $20 because the nigga went crazy. But good. That's my favorite player. I want my favorite player to succeed. So, shit, if it involves me losing some motherfucking money, so goddamn be it. It is what it is. He threw for like 300 yards. Rashee Rice struggled in the first half, but he really made some big plays in that second half for sure. And then I'm trying to figure out what else. By the way, Hollywood Brown, man, listen, I was wrong. I was wrong about him. But yeah, the biggest thing with the Chiefs, though, that they finally decided to run the football and feel comfortable running the football. And guess what? Kareem Hunt was really good. I think he had a 100-yard day. What did he have? 30 carries for 104 yards. Ooh, 3.5 yards a carry. Either way, regardless of the yards per carry, Kareem Hunt had a really good game. 100%. Mahomes did throw an interception to Cam Latu, I think, in the first quarter. But, you know, Mahomes, McGoat doing what McGoat does, putting the fucking team on his back, doing his thing, and just out there making plays. But it was nice to see that Andy Reid and the Chiefs to finally decide, well, you know what? We can't stay one-dimensional. Even if the run doesn't appear like it's working, let's stick with it. And it ended up working out. But getting 30 carries to get 104 yards is fucking crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I think Trey Smith ended up getting injured too. So hopefully he's gonna be okay. Praise out to that guy. You know what I'm saying? Steichen was way too goddamn conservative. You know, they had a big lead. They had a chance to win. And again, I'm glad they didn't, because obviously Ghost my favorite player. If y'all don't know, hold on. You got to do it in a way that Kamala Harris would say. If you don't know, now you know, nigga. See, you got to say it just like that. Now, going back to what I was saying. Your running game's not working. Okay, fine. You realize Jonathan Taylor can catch up the backfield, right? You do realize that. By the way, I finally figured out where Amir Abdullah was. Jermaine Pratt, god damn. He had a good game. I didn't know he had that good of a game. Shit. Golly, dog. And listen, I got to keep it real with you, bro. I thought this secondary was going to be played much better than what it did. Sauce Gardner is ass. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to say he's ass. He's mid as fuck. If we keep it all the way buck, Sauce Gardner is mid. They traded 2 first-round picks for mid, as if it was guaranteed that they're going to the Super Bowl this year or any time within the next 3 years. That's crazy. Jermaine Pratt is mid as fuck. Mid. So not Jermaine Pratt. Sauce Gardner. He's mid as shit. But yeah, the game went into overtime. Steichen was too conservative on times he needed to be aggressive. He should have went for the 4th and 5 at the end of the game. He elected to punt the ball and give the fucking greatest quarterback in the world right now the ball back, which you should never freaking do. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes, what we're here for. Which I wasn't here for, but whatever. Cowboys and the motherfucking shitty-ass, dog shit, diarrheal shit, Philadelphia motherfucking Eagles. Okay. Now, let us start having a conversation. Let's start talking about Jalen Hurts. Stat line looks pretty damn good. 27 for 39, 289 yards, a touchdown. 7 carries for 33 yards, 4.7, 2 touchdowns, rushing the ball. So he had 3 total. So the stat line looks pretty good. Jalen looked a little slower in the second. I don't know if he got banged up after all them sacks, but he definitely looked a little slower in that second half. I gotta be honest with y'all. The stat line will fool you. Jalen didn't play good. He was solid in the first half. But even that touchdown throw that he threw to A.J. Brown was slightly behind him. Now, there's people saying that Jalen Hurts isn't accurate. The fucking game film and the stats show otherwise. So I don't give a shit. But I have to be honest with you. I don't like Coach AB. I think we're all, listen. I've had my gripes with the guy because he went and insulted me for no motherfucking reason at all. So I had to get on his ass. And I just don't like how he be calling Caleb Williams that name he be calling them. Like, he just come off like he fucking, what's the name, phobic. And it's like, why you give a fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, I gotta be honest with you. Everybody that's under the umbrella, most people that I've met that's under the umbrella, they're actually cool people. For real. They cool people. You know the motherfuckers that are annoying? It's the people that utilize the umbrella for financial gain. So they pretend like they're not under the umbrella, but they are. And I don't have a problem with, ain't nobody business what you do. My issue is you're using the exploitative practice. The exploitation. That's the issue. Does that make sense? Not to try to get into it too much, but here's the thing, right? Like, people have to stop fucking worried about who does what with what. With, like, whoever they choose to be around, whatever they choose to do to their bodies, nails, etc. Let people do what the fuck they want to do. Everybody got free will. We need to be concerned about what the fuck we doing. If you choose not to do that, bet. You choose not to subscribe to that lifestyle. Bet. But 9 times out of 10, the people I've met that's actually under the umbrella, they're cool as shit. Cool as hell. Dead ass. I listen, you want me to lie to you? They cool as fuck. They be chilling. They don't be doing that. They don't be trying to go out the way to bother nobody. Now, I'm not saying this good and bad in each and everybody. You know what I'm saying? But from my experience, they cool as fuck. Dead ass. I'm not gonna make this shit up. They cool. You know what I'm saying? So, but when motherfuckers just overly worried about what they do with their life in a personal life, that's when it gets started getting annoying. It's like, all right, bro, like, if you say that you straight or whatever case they be, bro, worry about what the fuck you got going on with your life. Let other people live their life how they want to live it. So, however they want to dress, however they want to express themselves, flamboyant, otherwise, let the motherfuckers do what they want to do. It's their free will. It's their body. Let them do it. I don't give a fuck. The problem is we say, oh, I'm straight. But if you straight and you worry about what other motherfuckers is doing with their parts, are you straight? Are you sure? You sure? Because you're so adamant about trying to talk negatively about or put in a negative connotation certain things. You know what I'm saying? But I don't really like the guy. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, he was right on the Mina Khan situation. His delivery was off. But he was actually 100% right on the Mina Khan situation. But he made an analysis about Jalen Hurts. I don't feel like getting into what... I'll get into a little bit about what he said. So basically saying that Hurts throws the ball late. He doesn't anticipate things. He's inaccurate from the pocket. And I have to be honest with you. I disagree. I think Hurts is one of the most accurate football players in the league. I think he is improved in playing in rhythm and in timing, which I feel like has been an issue for his whole career. I felt like that's something that it should take sooner to be able to pick up on. He doesn't pick up on it as much. But I got to be honest with you here. All right? This comes from somebody I don't really fuck. Like, listen, can I keep it real? I found JB funny from time to time. The clips he be posting, I find them funny. Okay? You can't take nothing away from that. He was a coach. But I don't like the guy. I just don't. But I'm going to tell you this. Everything that he said about Jalen Hurts was exactly what the fuck I saw on Sunday. Keeping it real with you. Everybody's going to look at the stats and the big plays. The Devontae Smith long shot that he did, that shit was... I'll put it to you like this. Jalen was lucky that the guy put hands on Devontae Smith's chest because realistically speaking, he actually underthrew that ball. He's supposed to lead Devontae away from the defender. Now, luckily, the guy put his hand on Devontae's chest, so and him underthrowing the ball slightly worked. But he was very inaccurate throwing the football yesterday. And what I mean is, I ain't talking about completion percentage. I'm talking about the placement of the ball. Now, granted, I've been a really big fan of how Jalen places the ball for the most part in his career, especially this year. Like, he's playing better in rhythm and in timing. And his ball placement, especially this year, has been outstanding. Even the Green Bay game, which I say he played bad in, I don't think he played bad in it. I actually think that Patullo put the leash on Jalen Hurts when he shouldn't have. Hurts was moving the ball. You see that, you keep that shit going. He was moving the football. You know, he did have a fumble that fucked up a drive. There were some penalties here and there. But Hurts was in rhythm throwing the ball. Unleash his ass. Unleash him. Unleash the dog. Woo! Unleash that motherfucking dog. Let him go after his fucking egg. Listen, don't let that man just rob the motherfucking house like that. Let the dog out. Who let the dog out? Woo! 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 All right. But nah, also real shit. The stats are going to fool you, but I watched the game, and the inaccuracies, lack of consistent ball placement. He even missed a couple times where he had Saquon sitting. That Saquon fumble, he had A.J. Brown right on the other side, wide the fuck open. Even A.J. was like, yo, here. And then, like, you know how when you play against you know how when you playing on the court, like recreational and shit, like when you be hooping with your friends outside and shit, and your boy like, yo, I'm right here, I'm right here, right? But then the dude his ass. And I'm not saying Jalen Hurts is ass, but I'm stating for this example right here. You playing with your homie, that nigga airballing, he bricking, motherfucker keeps shooting and he ain't hitting shit. So you up here like, yo, right here, and then with the motherfucker air, we're like, oh my god. That's what I saw AJ was doing on that Saquon Barkley. Like, AJ was like, yo, right here. Now, where he went with the ball with Saquon, it wasn't necessarily a bad play. I'm not going to blame Jalen for the Saquon fumble, but he did have AJ wide open on the other side. I'm just saying. But the stats are going to fool you, but I'm going to be honest with you. I did not like the way Jalen Hurts played this game. I think a lot of the shit that JB was talking about, now again, holistically, I don't agree with JB. For this game, though, a lot of the shit that he said about his analysis, it showed up on Sunday. And it really showed up in that second half. The inaccuracies, him not taking the checkdowns when they're right there, him being slow and going through his progressions, these flaws reared its ugly head. Like, first half, he got away with the inaccuracies to an extent. The second half, everything came to a halt. Now, granted, of course, Patullo, I see I was escaping Patullo. I'm not doing that shit. There was one motherfucking play. You want to know why I'm not letting Patullo off the hook? Because all y'all want to talk about penalties and O-line play and inconsistent O-line play and stuff like that. By the way, this also what pissed me off, too. There were some moments where Jalen could sit up there and read a whole motherfucking newspaper just like this. Oh, well, we got the Bears on Black Friday. Oh, Amazon got some new deals. Wow. Definitely wanted a new air fryer. Yeah. What was that from Black & Decker make air fryers now? That's crazy. Ooh. Hey, what is that? Oh. She got some titties. Jalen, who you talking about? Nobody. Oh, man. We definitely need a new fridge for sure. I mean, this nigga had time in the pocket. Can do a whole motherfucking TED Talk. And didn't have time for questions. And Jalen would still fuck up on making a throw or still would just sit in the pocket and do nothing. I'm like, yo, if the progressions ain't there, boom, oh shit, it ain't there. Can you scramble the fucking ball? Can you not just sit in the fucking pocket? Can you make a play? So I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of you guys are saying, well, Jalen's not at fault. Look at the stats. No, I watched the game. I'm being honest with you. Didn't play good. Now, I'm not going to give him too bad of a grade. I'm going to give him a B-. I'm going to give him like an 83, 84 out of 100. I'm not going to beat him up too bad, but there's no excuses. Now, you can say, well, you know how the sun is around the evening in that Dallas stadium and in AT&T Stadium. You know that glare. Okay, I'm not giving that excuse. Here's the thing. This is just in general. I'm going to kind of connect the two things together because there ain't nothing really to talk about the Buccaneers and the Rams game, right? Baker Mayfield was facing pressure all day. By the way, man, I'm not going to lie to you. It hurt my heart. Praise out to Baker Mayfield. He had a left arm injury, man. Hopefully he be straight. That's going to allow Atlanta to get room to come back in, though, because that defense fucking sucks. It sucks. Like, they really miss Devin White's presence over there. Levante David, he makes plays from time to time, but he's older. Vita Vea can't carry that fucking defense by himself. Like, I thought Antoine Winfield was so much better than what he was, right? I don't know if it's the injuries or whatever the case. I thought Zion McCollum was a much better player than what he was. Like, what the fuck is that secondary for the Bucket? They fucking trash. I would trade all they asses. All they asses on the motherfucking trade block, bro. Straight up. And they get another thing too that really fucks them over. Like that dude, what was that dude? Daly, number zero. Number zero was making plays. Number zero, I listen. I ain't talking about that dude Daly. Number zero on the Buccaneers was making plays. But where is the fucking edge rushing? You know, and another person that they're missing too was Shaquille Barrett. That's another presence that they're missing. So they're missing the presence of what a Devin White would bring, especially being a downhill linebacker. And they're also missing the presence of what's the old boy? Shaquille Barrett. That is going to help free up Vita Vea. Because what it reminds me of was Philadelphia before Jalen Phillips. And we'll talk about Jalen Phillips in a minute because that dude must have been in South Beach. But anyway, we'll table that talk. But you're asking a lot out of Vita Vea to carry this offense. He's still a nose. He's still a nose tap. Like, come on. Like, you can't expect him. He got to come through the middle of the fucking defense. You can't expect him to always get, like, what the fuck are the edges doing? And again, number zero, I'm not talking about him. He's excluded from this conversation. But everybody else, what the fuck were y'all doing on that defense? That defense fucking sucks. It sucks. Even Todd Bowles was like, yo, like, guys got to make plays. This defense fucking sucks. Like, I understand you want to be super aggressive. You want to blitz a lot. But I'm being honest with you, I don't think you can afford to do that. Because these guys can't fucking cover. They can't rush the passer. Buccaneers defense is legitimate ass. Legitimate ass. Cade Otton play like shit. And a lot of y'all say, well, he had his knee down. I'm going to be honest with you. That's one of the motherfucking calls that, like, if they technically didn't get it right, I don't give a fuck. The guy made such a great play that to literally reverse it off a technical, who gives a fuck? Like, whether or not what happened, whether or not his knee was down or wasn't down, I don't give a fuck. Otton played like shit last night. And having a Mika Akuba in there is not... They got Chris Godwin back, but again, Chris Godwin literally just came back from an injury. And Chris Godwin's the type of guy where he's good in the slot. He's not a burner. He know how to get open, but Amika Akuba got to do all of the fucking legwork. And if Amika Akuba ain't doing nothing, this team is not going anywhere. By the way, the run game was solid. I like how White was running. I thought Tucker was all right. They could have involved Tucker in the passing game. I thought that would have helped too because Tucker not only can run the football at an effective clip, we also saw in that Bills game, he's more than capable of catching that ball out the backfield. So if obviously the defense is going to be like, yo, do not let Amika Akuba get the ball. I don't give a shit about anybody else. Do not let Amika Akuba. By the way, they got another dude, I think his name is Tez Johnson. He has a bright future, but again, right now he's still developing. He's not a solidified, like, he got talent, but he's not a solidified receiver. But I think that pass rush was getting through. Jared Verse had a great game. I think some guy they call a conductor had a great game. Brian Young. Like, their defensive line, it's not necessarily any big names, but everybody contributes and does their part. That secondary is vicious. And it's not like, again, it's not a... By the way, Emmanuel Forbes, you corny as fuck. I thought it was low-key wholesome. Like, I love how Sterling Shepard be with his daughters and they be doing, like, the little... You know, the pregame and they be saying what college that they went to. So I thought it was cool. He had his daughters there, so I thought it was cool. The King of the South shit was Emmanuel Forbes. You corny the motherfucker. First and foremost, bro. You might want to ease up on the shit talking right now because your career... You about to be out the motherfucking league. Okay? The Rams are literally reviving your career right now. Now, listen. Ever since Forbes became a Ram, I'll give him credit. He balling. So maybe he finally found a scheme fit for him. So good for him. He balling as a Ram. He even balled... I think he got an interception. He's doing really, really well in his Ram scheme. But that little King of the South shit, that shit was corny as fuck. And that wasn't corny as fuck. It didn't even make any sense. And I'm going to tell you why it didn't make sense. You're in L.A. You play for L.A. What the fuck is the King of the South? Like, how does that make sense? That shit was whack as shit. I ain't going to hold you. That was whack to the motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie to you. There's some times where, like, You can say something funny, like when Anzalone was like father or two. I thought that was funny as hell. I thought it was that. Matter of fact, I thought it was cool. I thought it was cool and funny at the same time. But everybody just need to go back to saying their goddamn name or college or high school or whatever and just leave this shit at that. Because when y'all start adding, be like, yo, Bruce Lee, what happened? The Hoosiers. You just corny as fucking you OD. Like, was that necessary? I'm not laughing. You get what I'm saying? It's just off-putting and weird. So motherfuckers just need to go back to just, yo, say my name, say my name. Oh, just say my name. What the fuck you mean, man? All right, listen. Just say your name, high school, college, leave this shit at that. Most of y'all. Because some of y'all just be just ODing and trying to be cool, and you're not cool. Like, motherfuckers gotta, like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what's the most underrated skill in life. Knowing when you're funny and when you're not funny. I'm telling you right now, it's going to save some of y'all so much embarrassment in life when you can check yourself and realize, am I actually, am I funny today or am I corny? Right? Now, sometimes we'll say some shit that sounds funny in our head, and maybe whether it's the delivery or maybe the joke itself wasn't funny, you know, we just got to know when we not hit. We got to know when they're like, you know what? I know they call me up. I'm calling myself to the bullpen, but maybe I need to probably just pitch. Maybe I need to be in the outfield or something. You understand what I'm saying? You don't always got to hit the ball to be productive in baseball. Maybe I should go and steal some bases. You understand what I'm saying? Know when you on a roll and you funny as hell, and know when it's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm gonna keep it really real plain Jane. You understand where I'm coming from? It's important. It's vital. It's critical. But now, let's have a conversation about. So Hurts, I'm not impressed with his performance. I don't give a shit about this 289, the 3 touchdowns. I don't give a fuck. He played to me like I don't want to see my quarterback playing like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I talk shit about Stafford. I talked a lot of shit about him. But I gotta keep it real with you. Stafford a bad motherfucker. He had a couple passes that was a little bit high. Like, Devontae Adams dropped one. By the way, Devontae Adams was going crazy. I'm surprised they didn't flag him for running all the way in the tunnel. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to flag somebody for, like, jumping on a field goal post, I was surprised. Now, again, I'm actually happy because I don't like these little stupid-ass unsportsmanlike, like, you fuck it up to get, like, it was fucking up the Oregon and USC game when they was flagging a person for a player for fucking spinning the ball. I thought that shit was fucking corny as hell. But going back to what I was trying to say, I was surprised they didn't flag him for that. I ain't gonna lie. They probably gonna fine his ass. But anyway, moving forward, Devontae Adams played, but I'm gonna be honest, I watched Matthew Stafford, and I know what we're all going to say. Oh, wait a minute! He got Sean McVay. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing, right? We got a better offense than the Rams. Now, don't sleep on the Rams either because they got 2 good running backs in Kyron Williams and that other boy, that Corum guy. They got 2 good running backs. Their O-line is solid. Higbee's a beast. Cody Parkinson is legit. They got Devontae Adams. Puka Nacua is a top 5 wide receiver in this league right now, maybe top 3 or 4. And we'll talk about old boy in a second. But I'm going to be honest with you, okay? I watched the Rams offense. And the fact that we have not had one fucking year outside of 2022 that we've consistently blew the fuck out of teams, made plays, explosive plays, everybody's getting involved. We all sharing the sugar. I remember back in the 22, we had Pascal getting involved. We had Quez getting involved a little bit. He didn't play great, but we tried to get him involved. AJ, Devontae, God, if I didn't say his name like fucking twice already. Everybody was getting burned. Pause. I'm looking at this Rams team. I'm looking at Matthew Stafford. I'm looking at now, granted, sometimes he's too confident in his arm, and he be sitting up there forcing throws from time to time. And again, a couple of his passes were high to Devontae Adams. But I look at Matthew Stafford play with swagger, and I criticized him before. I know I said my little 2 piece, but I gotta give credit where credit's due. I almost never see a player at his point in his career play at an MVP level. Like Stafford looks like him and Drake May, and I'm not gonna leave out Jonathan Taylor just because he'd have a good game. Jonathan Taylor, Drake May, and Matthew Stafford are the 3 best players in football right now. And if you want to say Matthew Stafford's the best player in football, so be it. I'm not going to argue with you because I watched this guy throw the ball. And regardless of how gaudy the Jalen Hurts stats look like, it was fucking night and day. And I'm not saying that Matthew Stafford's better than Jalen Hurts. A lot of y'all going to say so. I'm not saying that. What I will say is this. The swagger that Matthew Stafford plays with, the confidence that Matthew Stafford plays with. Like, I'm talking about his guys he delivered, like he know what the fuck he doing. He looks sure of himself. He looked confident. He looked like, yo, I'm getting my guys the ball no matter who the fuck is in there. You can have triple coverage. I'm giving my guys the fucking ball. The confidence and the swagger that Stafford plays, Jalen Hurts does not play with that. I'm sorry. And again, you could say McVay's a guru, but I think when it comes to quarterback play, from controlling the things that you can control, Stafford is doing a much better job of controlling the things that he can control versus what Jalen Hurts is doing, especially these last couple performances. I'm done making excuses for Jalen Hurts. I'm done. Now, I'm not going to go out on a limb like some of y'all was saying oh, Tanner McKee need to start. We need to get another quarterback and all this other rumor mill bullshit y'all putting together. But I listen, I got to say this. Hurts got to do fucking better. There's some shit that's like, when you have enough experience in this league, and again, some of this shit is just not his fault. Like, you know, as far as controlling things that he can't control, you can't control a dog shit play caller. I got to be honest with you. Controlling the things that he can't control, Hurts is not doing a good job. He's just not. He need to do better. That's supposed to be throwing the ball, and you're in a fucking dome. Come on now. Like, I'm done making excuses. It's time for Hurts to be. Hurts should rarely have a bad game. And it's not even like at this point, he doesn't rarely have a bad game. He has a bad game sometimes. That's not good. If I'm going to say you're elite, if I'm going to say you're a top 10 quarterback, if I'm going to say you're even as far as top 5, maybe top 3 at your best, which I truly believe that in Jalen Hurts, you got to fucking play like it. There's no way I should see fucking Stafford with maybe just a tad less players. You deal with the greatest. Now listen, you can sub in Samalu or Mekhi Becton for Steen. Jurgens is fine, but if you want, you can sub in Kelsey. But you play with the greatest offense. You play fuck the offense. You're playing with the greatest football team of all time. Now, obviously, you could switch in Slay for fucking Adoree Jackson or Kelly Ringo, right? You can switch in Chauncey Gardner-Johnson for Andrew Makuba. But for a long time, you're with quite arguably the greatest roster in NFL history. When is it time for you to step the fuck up and let's elevate this team? Let's put the fucking team on your back, because I know you can do it. You did it before. Let's continue fucking doing that. I'm done making excuses for you. I've done fought motherfuckers. I done argued. My voice is tired. I don't want to use my voice. I'm tired, boss. He said he tired. You're damn right. I'm tired. I'm tired of defending your ass. You got the greatest roster ever assembled in NFL. Fuck the offense just by itself. Holistically. Now again, we can sub in. We can sub out some players and replace it with ones we had in the past. But the reality is, the greatest of quarterbacks of all time have not played with a roster like yours, and have done more. You look at what Mahomes is doing with his wide receivers. You look at what Tom Brady has done. We're supposed to be putting you up there with them. You're supposed to be a future gold jacket wearer. You're a Super Bowl MVP. You're a league MVP in 2022. I don't give a fuck if they gave it to you or not. You're the league MVP in 2022. Let's fucking do this, man. It ain't about proving anybody wrong. Because at the end of the day, motherfuckers will never give you credit whether you're playing good or not playing good. You know what they're going to say? He's supposed to do that. He has a super team. He's supposed to play like that. That's what I want to hear from motherfuckers. I don't want niggas to get. I don't want you to stop giving motherfuckers a reason to get on your ass. Stop giving motherfuckers a reason to be like, see, I told you so. The only excuse I want to fucking hear is like, he's supposed to be playing like that because of the roster and talent around him. That's what the fuck I want to hear. Like, AJ, at times this year, has had times where he allowed his mental state about how the offense is running to get in the way of him playing. And sometimes he'll not run a route hard enough because he's not he's checked out. Nobody's perfect, but I rarely would ever see A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith have a bad game. I rarely would see Jalen Carter have a bad game. I rarely would see Zach Bond have a bad game. Can we rarely see you have a bad game? Can we rarely see you struggle? Please? Now, I'm not saying that outside of Drake, May, and Stafford, everybody else is doing a hell of a lot better. Hell, my favorite player of all time, Mahomes, has struggled. Josh Allen's play been real up and down this year. They've been fiending for this motherfucker to get another pseudo MVP. They've been fiending for this guy to get another pseudo MVP, bro. But his play been real up and down. It's like a fucking heart monitor. It's like, beep, beep, beep. You know what I'm saying? But, Jalen, it's time for you to play better. No excuses. O-line, very weird day. Because on one end, I'm like, damn, like, Jalen could fucking report the goddamn news if he wanted to. Niggas could goddamn start a Red Pill podcast if he wanted to behind that O-line. Think what I'm saying? So, from that perspective, I'm like, damn, like, the O-line doing this thing. On the flip side, though, now we got a situation where guys getting ran over. I don't know why Jurgens played. They need to give him rest. I get, the Cowboys are an important rivalry game, I guess, but I don't feel comfortable putting Jurgens back in. But over Brett Toth, I guess. Jurgens had times where he struggled. Mulata had times where he struggled. Fred Johnson probably had his worst game as an Eagle that I've seen. Steen didn't play good. So this O-line had times where it did what it's supposed to do, and sometimes it struggled. Now, a lot of y'all will say, well, we should have re-signed Mekhi Becton. I agree with you. I don't think Steen's the biggest problem with this offensive line, but I do agree his play isn't. Zach Jordan said it best. There's dominant and there's good. Steen is good, but dominant was, you know what? I'm going to say good. I say he's all right. Steen is all right. Mekhi Becton was fucking good, like all pro good. That was a miss by Howie. And what I can't understand was this, right? And this is one play that really irked the fuck out of me. Saquon, 4th and 5. Why are we elected to do a long ass field goal? Yeah, Elliott missed it. Yes, Elliott notoriously could make those. He's been kind of struggling for the last couple of years. But why do we elect to do a long-ass field goal? Momentum's on the other side. What are we doing? By the way, shout out to number 97 for Dow. What's the guy's name? He was hoping. He was making Osa. I ain't gonna say your last thing. That shit look complicated than a motherfucker. Osa, he made Jalen Hurts' life a living hell. I ain't gonna lie. Quentin Williams had an injury scare, and an injury scare. Golly, boy. But I think he ended up being okay. Clowney got some pressures here and there. I didn't really see too much out of anybody else. I think Carson had an injury scare as well. Dante Fowler got some pressures from time to time. Who the fuck is James Houston? I thought it was the old. His name is Justin Houston. That's the wrong guy. But yeah, let's go over this. So Saquon struggled, but again, I'm not. And some of y'all guys are saying that he. By the way, we gotta address this. Some of you guys are saying that Saquon fell off. No. One, Saquon still has the same ability. It's not like some shit where like Derrick Henry, the mileage has worn out on. Like, I can see the mileage. I can see it. When it comes to Saquon, the ability is there. Now, granted, there was some opportunities for some holes that he missed according to what I saw at the film. But the reality situation is this. There's nowhere to fucking run to. Who can I run to? Alright, but now, on some real shit. Also, it doesn't help to do halfback dive, halfback dive, halfback dive over and over again. And it also doesn't help when your fucking offense is predictable. And you know exactly what fucking play to do. So, if everybody gonna sell out to stop Saquon, their offense is predictable, their O-line is kind of inconsistent, I'm not buying the Saquon fell off narrative. I heard Shaq on TikTok say it. I heard Seth Joyner said it right. Like, nah, I'm not buying that shit. Tank Bigsby not getting involved really made no sense. You want to talk about a way to free up Saquon, right? A lot of y'all keep saying about, oh, we need to run Jalen Hurts more, which he actually did run more. Let's get fucking Tank Bigsby involved. Let's go give this goddamn defense something else to think about. Now they're going to be confused, and now the holes open up for Saquon because Tank Bigsby can get the one carry is fucking inexcusable. You use Gainwell, who, in my opinion, by the way, shout out to him because he's balling out in Pittsburgh. Use Kenneth Gainwell more than you use Bigsby. Like, Bigsby should be utilized the way Kenneth Gainwell was utilized. Because he can play. It is actually a better player than Kenneth Gainwell. Now, no disrespect, like I said, because I appreciate what he did when he was here, and he balled over to Pittsburgh. But let's keep it real. There's no fucking excuse to have a guy who can get 100 yards as a backup, can run just as good. I'm not saying he's on Saquon at his best level, but Tank is more than a fucking serviceable. Bro, if you play your fucking cards right, you can go. You can do what Detroit doing. If you play your cards right, you can do what fucking shit. You can do what Detroit is doing with goddamn David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. But, you know, it is what it is with that. They did try some, like, creative shit from time to time. Cooper got a couple of receptions, so that was cool. Calcaterra finally got a reception. I mean, by the way, I don't know if I said this, but I'm going to say I'm very disappointed in Grant Calcaterra this year. Now, granted, Patullo is not utilizing this guy at all at what he could do best, which is receiving. So part of I would say Calcaterra's development is on Calcaterra because guess what? You got the best offensive line coach in NFL history. You telling me I can't go to offensive line? If I know, everybody know deep down inside what they need to work on. Motherfuckers ain't stupid. Bro, if I got the best offensive line coach in NFL history in my fucking backyard, you think I'm not going to take advantage of that? You think I'm not going to go up to him and be like, yo, listen, I need help with my blocking. Let's study the film together, what I need to do to get better. Like, what the fuck are you doing, Greg Calcaterra? Like, again, you're not getting many opportunities, and that's on Patullo's garbage ass, and on Sirianni as well. But let's keep it real. You're not helping yourself. And I don't know why the fuck we're doing a gadget play while we did like an end around Xavier Gibson when we have Jahan Dotson. I'm not saying you can't do that with Xavier Gibson, but I'd rather do it with Darius Cooper. I'd rather do it with Jahan Dotson. Why the fuck would I have a guy that's only primarily doing kick returner and really is only here for a kick return, no involvement in the offense to do it? And like I thought that play was fucking stupid. But yeah, I was very disappointed in that play call to have Elliott kick that long ass field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 5, particularly when the defense have momentum. That just made no sense to me. That's all I want to talk about. Anything else for the offense? No. Talk about the Cowboys offense. Let's talk about our defense. A lot of you guys are going to blame Vic Fangio. By the way, because I don't want to forget, a lot of you guys are saying, first off, praise out to Gibson. Hopefully he's okay. But a lot of you guys are saying, oh, yeah, let's replace Xavier Gibson because he had one bad game because he fumbled. Yeah, he fumbled, but he's been solid for us. And what other options do we have right now? So I disagree with, like, and if somebody said, like, yeah, we should cut him while he's on IR. Like, bro, come on now. Like, y'all bugging out. Like, listen, everybody's entitled to have one bad game. So far, Xavier Gibson has been solid for us. As far, like, he's not been great, but he's been solid. I don't, y'all very knee-jerk reaction when it comes to certain things. Y'all gotta chill out. But yeah, Dak Prescott earned this win. He played better than Jalen Hurts the whole game. Yeah, he threw a pick, which Blankenship low-key grabbed on his shirt. But I have to admit, the better man won. Dak Prescott outplayed Jalen Hurts from the first quarter to the fourth quarter. Guys were just selling. And for those that don't know the lingo, guys were just fucking up. Dropping passes here and there and all that. And I never thought that I would sit here in front of you and say that George Pickens is a better player than CeeDee Lamb. I would have never in my life. Now listen, George Pickens I've always thought was a top 10 wide receiver. He just do all these antics, this little that black Air Force energy bullshit he be doing from time to time. Which he kind of cooling off now, but the thing with Pickens is his talent has been elite. It's just really the antics. But other than that, I got to give credit where credit's due. Pickens is a bad motherfucker. He was whooping Blankenship ass. He was whooping Cooper DeJean ass. And you can say, well, it's really zone. No, he was whooping their ass. I don't give a fuck. And we couldn't put Queen out on them because we got CeeDee on the other side. By the way, CeeDee played fucking horrible. He played like shit. Drop pass, bunch of that. And for the life of me, I don't know why the fuck they have Turpin carrying the ball. You got Javonte Williams, who, by the way, was running all, like, our run defense has drastically improved, bro. We went all the way down. All that progress we made in the run defense, and we came all the way down when it came to this Dallas Cowboys team. Like, Javonte Davis was doing whatever the fuck he wanted to, like, Javonte Williams was doing whatever the hell he wanted to do against us. Straight up. I'm not going to lie. But they got to stop handing the ball off to Turpin. First off, Turpin was fucking up, whether it came to, like, doing too much running, fumbling the football, all type of shit. Him and CeeDee damn near cost the Cowboys this game. And I would have been laughing my ass off. Turpin played like shit last night. I ain't gonna lie. Like he had, I think, maybe a solid return or two, but he played like absolute dog shit. And I don't know why the Cowboys, you got a running back who we can't fucking stop and who is actually pretty damn good because I seen him in Denver. Especially his rookie year. Keep giving him the goddamn ball. What are we doing here? But yeah, our run defense was fucking horrible. Like horrible. But yeah, Cooper DeJean was getting his ass beat. He did have a forced fumble, and he did have like a really good tackle, I think, on one of the running backs. I don't know if it was Javonte Williams or somebody else. He did have a... No, matter of fact, I think it was against Ferguson, the tight end. He made a really good tackle. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was against the tight end. But yeah, guys were selling. Dak Prescott, listen, I got to give you a credit. You play better than Jalen Hurts. From the first to the... Even though your numbers didn't necessarily match up to it in the beginning... From the first to the fourth quarter, you completely earned that football game. You earned it. I'm not gonna lie to you. You wanted the game. You wanted the football game more than Jalen Hurts did. I'm sorry. And people are gonna be mad at me about what I said. I don't give a fuck. Dak played to win. Dak played like he wanted to win. Jalen did not. And I'm not saying that Jalen didn't want to win, but he didn't play like it. He made good plays here and there, but overall, Dak played like he wanted to fucking win this football game, and that's what he did, and he earned it. And I'm low-key glad that they won. I'm not glad because I lose against the fucking Cowboys. Fucking terrible. But you know what? If you want the game, you're going to take the game, and that's exactly what Dak did. Tearing our ass up. Now, a lot of you guys are blaming Fangio. Fangio can't blitz more. He can't press. Adoree Jackson, praise out to him. Hopefully he's okay. But Adoree Jackson was getting fucking cooked Barbecue chicken alert. Getting cooked. Hey, I want mine extra well done. I mean, I could have swore this nigga was about to join a fraternity and get branded. He was getting cooked. I'm talking about, hand me some of that black pepper. Oh, yes. Hey, apple cider vinegar, hurry up. I need one now. Oh, yes. Hey, give me some of that wine, the red wine. Got to spice it up. I mean, you know how the Gordon Ramsay and gourmet restaurants be having them big ass flames and shit? Adore was getting his shit cooked. Cooked. Not gonna lie. Sidney Brown was balling on special teams. Shout out to Sidney Brown though. Praise out to Blankenship. He got an injury too. Blankenship did get an interception. Slightly tugged, but you know what it is what it is. Refs were bad on both sides. Call some really bad penalties from time to time for both sides. Especially the fucking running into the punter. Oh my God. By the way, the punters were outstanding. And listen, I ain't gonna cap. You want me to be honest with you? Can I be honest? The punter was the best player on the Philadelphia Eagles last night. Straight up. I'm not gonna cap. The punter was the fucking best player on the Philadelphia Eagles. Straight up. So praise out to Reed Blankenship. Praise out to Makuba. We might him losing him for the year. I have to be honest with you. Howie, why the fuck did you let Chauncey Gardner-Johnson go? The real reason. Because if you knew it was for cap reasons, you would have never signed him. Because you knew you would have to eventually pay Jalen Carter. You knew that. Why'd you let him go? Because he talking too much? So? Not every player has to fit. You need a fucking loose cannon. Just like 50 needed Tony Yayo. Just like fucking Cameron and Dipset needed Freaky Zeke. You need a loose cannon. You need a loose cannon. That's a good thing. You need a crash out friend. Let me tell you something right now. Every person that has friends, I don't have no friends, but if I did, I don't always drink beer, but if I do, I prefer to do something. No, I'm just playing. Well, listen. Everybody need a fucking crash shot. Everybody be like, yo, man. Let's see, talking about me. Hey, man, Bruce, you a fucking bitch. What the fuck you saying? Matter of fact, not even talk. Just straight to action. Like a director was like, you know, made that little action shit. Everybody need a crash out. Everybody needs a crash out. Everybody needs a crash out friend. Everybody needs a friend that's like, they don't do no talking. You even mention that person friend in a bad light, they slapping the shit out you on the spot. No talking, like all about action. Because look, they may be loose cannons, but their way of showing you love, they're the most loyal motherfuckers on the planet. Everybody needs a crash out friend. Everybody. That's what Chauncey Gardner-Johnson was. He was that crash out friend that all of us should have if we have friends. That one motherfucker like, yo, you even mentioned my name in a negative light one time. He open hand slapping the shit out you. Everybody, that was Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. But you knew deep down when he started to, you know, open up about certain things, the man had good intentions. He had good intentions at heart. It didn't always come across in the best manner, but he had good intentions at heart. And he provided his own way of leadership through him, you know, being a crash out. He had his mentality. And look, he balling over in Chicago. Should never let this guy go. I'll put up with the social media shit. I know his intentions are good at heart. I know it. I'll put up with the social media. I'll put up with, I don't give a fuck. I know his intentions were good. And he made a huge difference for our he wasn't perfect in coverage, but he made a huge, him being there helped Blankenship so much. Like, you notice how Blankenship is now versus what he was. Back then, he was catching interceptions like every fucking 2 games. You know that sliding interception that he always do? His first interception was what, we're 8-3, week 12? Week 12. So, CJ really complimented Blankenship well, and actually his presence helped Blankenship play better. Because Blankenship not really making too many splash plays outside of what happened yesterday. Jahad Campbell was kind of quiet. N'Kobe Dean made some good plays. Javonte Williams did a really, really good block on N'Kobe Dean at one time, but N'Kobe Dean definitely made some good plays in that defense. Bond had a fumble. I think he had a fumble recovery or two of them. Zach Bond played pretty good. Jalen Hunt got some pressures here and there. Jalen Phillips was super quiet. I don't know what the hell the Cowboys did, but he was too damn quiet for me. Too damn quiet. So I don't know if maybe. And by the way, Guyton, what a dirty fucking player. That nigga dirty as shit. He did some bullshit at Jalen Hunt in the first meeting. Then that nigga tried to get away with clipping. I forgot who they tried to clip. But Guyton, goddamn. You can't make plays blocking. So you're gonna have everybody mention your name by you fucking clipping. That shit was crazy. Who else? I saw Nolan Smith come out the game. Moral Joe praise out for him. He ended up getting an injury. Michael Carter II came through, and it really wasn't much. I don't know what the fuck is going on with old boy with what's old boy name? I don't know what's going on with Ja'Cory and Bennett, but we need to give him a shot. We just need to give him a shot. I know Fangio don't like him. We need to give him a shot. We don't have shit to lose at this point. Our secondary banged up as fuck. It's a good chance we're not going to have Blankenship or... Bakuba's out for the year, practically. Blankenship might not play in Chicago. Adoree might not play in Chicago. Let's put Ja'Cory and Bennett on the field, please. Let's just see what he has. Can't be that bad. I agree he's a little bit handsy with the receivers, but he can't be that bad. Let's just give him a shot. We really don't have a fucking choice anyway. Just give him a shot, man. Let's see what he's gonna do. Joey Davis made some plays from time to time, especially in the run. Shipley got some pretty good returns in. Elliott did miss that field goal. Braitman was outstanding all game long. City Brown was great at special teams. A lot of you guys are saying George Pickens is the best wide receiver in the league. And last time I checked, Emeka Akuba, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Emeka Akuba, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Puka Nacua are still in the league. Right now, those are my top three. I will put Jackson Smith at number 1, Emeka Akuba at 2, and Puka Nacua 3. Or maybe you could put Kuba, whatever. But those are my top 3 receivers in the league right now based on production. But yeah, George Pickens, he a bad motherfucker. There's no going around it. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if he'll want to come back to Philly. Not Philly, so he want to come back to Dallas. But he a bad motherfucker. I got to give it to him, man. CD, bro, you got to get your shit together, dog. Because this is not the first time I see you drop the ball. This ain't the first time. Get your shit together, bro. For real. Guys were dropping passes. I ain't gonna lie, guys were really selling in the beginning. But yeah, Dak, he earned it. He earned this game, man. He definitely earned it. Anything else I wanted to mention? But yeah, y'all gotta take it easy. Last but not least, before I think we're done with this, whatever. They gotta take it easy on Vic Fangio. Vic Fangio can't fucking blitz that much because Adoree can't cover, and he knows that. So he has to work with the personnel that he has. The only critique is we got to play Ja'Cory and Bennett at some point. Hopefully in Chicago. Now, Chicago, what we got to do real quick before I move on. Now, I'm going to watch the Seth Joyner shit, so we'll do that. But I got to admit, what you call him? Yeah, Chicago, I think we can get Ben Johns to do this inexperience as a head coach. I think we can get Caleb Williams rattled and really make him feel the wrath of Vic Fangio. Offensively, we got to get our shit together. We really, really do. I don't know if TJ Edwards is playing. I don't know if Jalen Johnson is playing. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. But I do know that that Bears defense nothing to scoff at. By the way, Montez Sweat had a big game. So let's not take this Bears team lightly. So far, Bears fans, And Philadelphia fans been cool, but Black Friday coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's the game. That's it. That's all I got to say. I talked about the Buccaneers and the Rams game. That's it, man. We got to do better. This game was bullshit. Some of y'all want to blame the refs. I'm not blaming the refs. We play like shit. And we got to do better. I believe in us, but this is fucking terrible. By the way, salute to Shador for playing pretty damn good. And Stefanski hating ass, old closet racist, having ass mad cause his boy Dylan Gabriel wanted explosive checkdowns. Now, ironically, Shador did have an explosive checkdown play, but nonetheless. And then Shador, he's not mobile. Looked pretty damn good to me. His arm isn't that big. Threw a beautiful deep ball on a run. Man, I'm telling you. And everybody say, well, it's confidence. And you already know the niggas that be saying. You already know the demographic that's saying that shit. He's arrogant. Because he's happy. Because it's like, yo, listen, that's 1 week of practice. Imagine if I had a full off. Like, that man deserved to celebrate. His team got the win. Browns have been a shit show. There's a bright light. Obviously, Myles Garrett probably going to walk away with Defensive Player of the Year, and rightfully so. But Shador is hooping. So good. I'm glad. That confidence is what got him here. He was just like his father. Motherfucker, his father is probably arguably the greatest. Fuck the defense. Probably arguably the greatest football player to ever exist. Straight up. One of the greatest athletes of all time, period. Like top 5, top 10 type shit. Come on now. But yeah, it's always be like them fucking. You already know the abbreviations and what they. You already know. I don't have to. What's understood don't need to be explained. You feel what I'm saying? But salute to Shador, man. Salute to Shador, man. Keep balling out. Keep having the fucking people be like, use the Raiders defense. They're not that good outside of Max Crosby. You're not that good. They're not that. Did he throw an interception? He didn't have a perfect quarterback rating of 158.3. So he didn't have a good game. He didn't do it. Like, what the fuck? Is like, y'all crazy as hell. But yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'm working on some new music, Christmas song. So we'll see what happens. I'll keep y'all updated on that. It's been a minute since I've been in the studio. But yeah, man, I'll see y'all tomorrow. We're going over the game picks. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. I actually see y'all later on. Going over the game picks, and then that's pretty much it. I'm out of here. Peace! All right.